Guys, Rich here with Brotherhood Reviews, and we're back talking about One Piece, chapter 1037. This isn't gonna be a chapter review. I'm gonna probably start up chapter reviews again in a week or two. Well, not obviously in 2 weeks. The next chapter is gonna come out. But anyways, now I want to go over the Gorosei and what they were talking about. A lot of people I feel are confused about the Gorosei and who specifically they were talking to. I believe that the Gorosei was having a private conversation. I just don't see that making any sense of them speaking to a random um a, a random, I had the name, lookout, you know what I mean, a random lookout on one of the government ships. uh just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would he directly be reporting to the Gorosei? um but before we get into the video, you know what I'm saying, like, comment, subscribe if you like the content I'm coming out with. But yeah, so now let's get into it. Now, the main person, the main thing, let's break it down. The Gorosei were pretty much talking about a devil fruit that hasn't been awakened in centuries. And we know, due to what we've seen, that once you're a specific higher rank in the military gives you a devil fruit to have themselves. So in this, I'm going to kind of, I have two people who I personally believe that they're going to, that it could possibly be. Um, and we'll get to that later in the video. I want to really get into possibilities and kind of debunks. Uh, like, if you've probably been watching these videos all week so far, so you probably already know, a lot of people are thinking Zunisha, and Zunisha just doesn't make sense because he is a specific elephant that we know exists in the world. And a lot of devil fruits that are animal based are either common animals or like ancient zoans, which are like mythical. And not saying that they couldn't have us two mythical elephants because of Jack, but it would more be it wouldn't make a lot of sense that, Zunisha would be um a devil fruit user, in my personal opinion, with the whole walking through water. And I don't think he'd be able to awaken his devil fruit while standing in water. And I'm 100% sure uh Wano Kuni isn't big enough for him to even step onto the land without it sinking, to activate his devil fruit. And a lot of people have been saying that he has probably another form of the human fruit. um but that's here or there. How many of them can there be? We already know Chopper has one. And I forgot the dog's name, but I'll put a picture of him on the screen. um but anyways, so I don't believe that there's, because then there's probably hundreds of human fruits, but different variations, because I believe his is like the monk version. So it's like, you can't have too many overlapping fruits, in my opinion. We already have Katakuri and Luffy, which, Mochi and being rubber are two different things, but their devil fruits work in similar fashions. So next is Toki's fruit, which technically hasn't been around in centuries, but the way the Gorosei was talking about the fruit is they know for a fact that somebody is in Wano fighting with the fruit currently. And that's what I want people to keep in mind when you're thinking about and coming across this chapter, is that they actually, the way that they talk is that they have knowledge that somebody is currently using this in a fight at this very moment. And for them to even consider it awakening, that means this person has to be fighting a strong opponent. Like I said, just keep that in mind going forward to the two people that um I'm gonna um I'm gonna bring up later. And now, so Toki's fruit, we don't even know if somebody has it. I still personally believe that she teleported herself further into the future to the point where she can be saved. um and that's a totally different video, but as we know of right now, we haven't seen, or it hasn't been mentioned that somebody has her fruit. But if somebody does, then that's still a possibility. But until we have evidence that her fruit is still around, or her fruit has has been given to somebody else, I don't believe that I can count her fruit as being the one that they're specifically talking about. Um, you know, Useless Captain Kidd and Law, they're already awakened, so we already know that they're talking about non-awakened fruits. Big Mom, her fruit isn't awakened that we know of, but it could still be a possibility for her to have awakened her fruit, especially with the fact that um she took her own lifespan. In my personal opinion, maybe taking her own lifespan is the awakening version of her fruit. So with that being the awakening version, she might not, she might not be able to to have us like a second awakening, I guess, or they're not worried about her awakening. And Kaido, we already know that um for Zoans, like animal Zoans, that their awakening is pretty much a power boost. And it seems like we got that with him drinking the sake and getting drunk, but we obviously know that's just Oda's form of his drunken fist that he wanted to incorporate with Kaido. And I personally loved it, because it really showed a different aspect of Kaido, and really how, all these years is really messing with his mind. Also, so I think Kaido is in it. Um, and just a few more people that we don't know if they're awakened. I would say probably Apu, maybe his, his devil fruit might be awakened. We don't know. They might be talking about that because they know he's there. They've been Robin has been one of the biggest um talked about, characters amongst the Straw Hats because of her knowledge. So Robin could be the one that they're like, okay, we need to get her. You know what I'm saying? Because if her devil fruit awakens on top of her knowledge, then the Straw Hats will be unstoppable. And that's also why they were talking about, like, people could just die and nobody would know. It's a war with Big Mom and Kaido in it. So, like, anything could happen. Now, um, uh, Otama is like the it when I heard people saying Otama, I was like, this kind of makes sense because of the simple fact Otama has a devil fruit that is technically OP, and we know that it's can be used on regular animals. So animals like Zunisha, like, sea kings, possibly, we never know. And they can use them on the smile devil fruits that are well, the animal kingdom devil fruit users, because they're fake devil fruits. So maybe her awakening is she can actually, control real Zoans if her fruit is awakened, which is a good, which is like which makes her a threat in my mind, but still not a threat because she's like a 9-year-old girl. Like, not that, her being a girl is an issue. It's the fact that she's 9 years old, or like she's probably 10 or something, but you know what I mean? She's not old enough. She's not old enough to know what she's doing with her fruit. She's just pinching her cheek and throwing them at wild animals because she thinks she can feed them. Um, but and that's actually what, so I forgot which YouTuber I was watching, and they made that a great point. Like, it's like her devil fruit makes sense, but it's in the hands of a little girl, so it doesn't make it as much of a threat as if it was in Sanji's possession or Nami's possession, or even Usopp's possession, especially with Usopp being a sniper. If he can just, see a wild boar, shoot it, bang, now attack that person, you know what I mean? Which actually, Usopp having the Kibidango fruit, devil fruit, would probably make him OP, because if he can use his slingshot ability to make the surrounding animals fight on his side. Yeah, all right, that's not what this is about. Now I got another video I gotta make. But anyways, so like, if it was in a more capable hands, it would be a bigger threat to the world government. Um, all right, but that's my thoughts on who it could possibly be, but I don't think that it actually is them that they're talking about. Now let me get into how I believe the world government is looking at this. Now the world government, the Gorosei, let me be more specific. The Gorosei are talking about this as if they know what devil fruit it is. Like, well, obviously they know what devil fruit it is, duh. But they know specifically who's like where it's been. You know what I mean? Like, who's had it in the past. And the only devil fruits I believe that they know what happened has been devil fruits that are in their possession. And you gotta think back. The Gumu Gumu no Mi was in their possession. X Drake's fruit was in their possession. Um, Momo's fruit was in their possession. Uh, any fruit that a captain, general, admiral, you know what I'm saying? Any fruit, I'm pretty sure, unless they came to the military with their fruit already, has been given to them by the military. So therefore, the military has experimented on every fruit that any military personnel has been given. And we already know that Vegapunk knows everything about, well, everything about devil fruits at this point, because the little bit we know technically is nothing. And with the nothing we know and the possible devil fruits that are out there, we know that Luffy's devil fruit was in their possession for a long time. So therefore, it could have been one of the biggest experiments there. That's why they said, when we meet Vegapunk, I forgot which chapter it was, but they it said Vegapunk knows even more about specifically your devil fruit, Luffy. So therefore, that means they must have had this devil fruit for years before they did anything or transported it. They probably gave it to a couple people to see if they can awaken it. They didn't. That's how, like, because I firmly complete believe that the a Devil Fruit Encyclopedia is a government made book. So with that being a government made book, they can put whatever these fruit names are in there, their abilities, and with them experimenting on it, we already know that they can extract DNA from the fruit to create more fruits. Um, so therefore they can change the DNA of a fruit, maybe um to confuse it, to um maybe even like, minimize the power in what the fruit is giving you. um so with that is, in the way that they were talking is like, this fruit has been going through centuries of people that have been using this fruit, trying to get this fruit um to the next level, that they've actually been training with this fruit. Like, they made it seem like they've actually known people with this fruit. Like, the way that they talk about it is like they've known people with this fruit that just couldn't get the job done, you know and they know the secrets behind the fruit. That's why it's so important. And whoever's fighting in this um is probably is on the opposite side. And the only two fruits that I can see is X Drake's and Luffy's. I get it. Everybody's saying Luffy, this, that, and the third. Nobody wants it to be because he's the chosen one. But that's what happens when you read a story and there's a main character. The main character is usually the chosen one. And with Luffy being the chosen one, this makes so much more sense because rubber is so ambiguous. You can do so many things. There's so many different interpretations of the way people use rubber. And the way they use rubber in this is so unique. And just, as you can see, he changes his forms, and like elongated man can shapeshift. Mr. Fantastic can pretty much become a giant. So Luffy can stretch as long as however many a million gummos is, you know what I mean? So like, they all have their own abilities. He makes himself into a big ball and can fly. He has Tank Man, he has Snake Man, who knows, he might have another gear before he gets his awakening. And then, so there's a lot you can do with rubber. And they also said that the name was changed on purpose because, it could be some sort of rubber god, or, yeah, I don't see like how different the name could be from Gum Gum, because I'm not well versed in Japanese yet. I'm still learning basics. But it's really more of like, like I said, like Mr. Fantastic, Elastic Man, Elongated Man. Like, there's a lot of, like, Plastic Man. Um there's a lot of things that like are rubber based, or that type of stretchy based, or that could be it, and it's just they changed it so he can't use his devil fruit abilities to his fullest potential, because uh in a sense his devil is sleep, so that's pretty much my thoughts on Luffy being it, because it just makes more sense. They've had his devil fruit the longest. They've done the most experience on it. They have Vegapunk that's done tons of work on his fruit just in general. Um and they also have, you know, they are, like I said, they were talking about it as if they knew that the user is fighting a very tough opponent at this moment. And the another way we know that awakenings happen is that you have to fight tough opponents to bring that next level out of you. It's already been stated. So like somebody like Tama, who's just standing in the background being protected by Usopp and Nami and Big Mom, you know what I mean? So somebody like that, I don't believe is going to be able to unlock their awakening. All right, now my main person who I personally believe X Drake. Now, I personally believe X Drake is um is gonna awaken because of the simple fact they said that it hasn't been awakened in centuries. He has an ancient zone. Yes, we know uh most ancient zones and like animal based devil fruits, their awakenings are just, oh, I'm just get a second wind, I'm stronger, faster, tougher, blah 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 blah. But that's where the name change comes in, because dinosaur and dragon are like the same in Japanese. What if his is another dragon fruit, but his awakening he turns into like a Game of Thrones type of dragon, you know what I mean? Because you got the Azure dragon, and then you got like Momo, the Chinese dragon, and then I guess that would be considered like a Western dragon, I believe. So he's like a Western dragon. Would that be Western dragon? Anyways, he would be like Game of Thrones type of dragon. Um so I think that would be it. And if that happens, and it makes sense, it doesn't, it's a zone, so dragons, dinosaurs, centuries, except on Little Garden, because it takes hundreds of years for that specific island to develop. Um, but it makes more sense because, like I've been saying this whole time, it has to be a devil fruit that they've had in their possession before. X Drake, I'm pretty sure he didn't find a ancient Zoan on the floor and then ate it and was like, okay, I'm gonna become a Marine. I'm pretty sure he joined the Marines, he became a captain. Then they was like, okay, here's an ancient Zoan, you know. It makes more sense, like I said, because if they gave it to him not knowing, testing him to see if he would be the one to awaken it, it makes more sense of why they'd be scared, because now he's on the opposite side. They wouldn't be scared if it's somebody on their side or if it was a child. They're afraid because it's somebody that is fighting somebody that's powerful, which X Drake just got smoked the the CP0 guy, and we know that they he's an ancient zone, so unless it wasn't confirmed that he's dead, so his second wind could come up, rise up, and turn into a beast dragon, and then you know what I mean, and all bets are off. All bets are off. So that's my thoughts on this chapter. Well, this specific part of this chapter. If you guys like the content I'm putting out, please drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down. I'm doing a giveaway, first 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna choose somebody. You're gonna get a free manga and a free comic. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this any daytime, night you're listening to this. Have a good one. All right.